If you're an OG Apex Legends player, you might have been around long enough to witness the rise of multiple people in the community that were known as the best movement players on Apex Legends. Some of you might have been there for the rise of Aceu, some of you might have been there for the rise of Faide, and maybe some of you might have even been there for the rise of Stormin, if you remember that name. But if there is a name in the history books of Apex Legends that is synonymous with movement or movement god, the name Lyr1c is just that. In the early days of Apex Legends, more specifically late 2019, early 2020, Lyr1c started building a name for himself in the community as the best movement player on the game. Around the time when Dizzy and Aceu were losing passion for Apex Legends, he quickly gained recognition because of the clips he was posting onto social media that showcased his fluid movement. But not only that, over on his streams, it was clear that he was genuinely cracked at the game. But while throughout that era of Apex Legends, Lyr1c was undoubtedly the best movement player on the game, as time went on, he started to fade into irrelevance and was completely overshadowed by his biggest competitor at the time, Faide. But if I'm being honest, there wasn't that much of a difference between Faide and Lyr1c when Lyr1c was at his prime, so this leaves us with the question, what the hell happened? In this video, I will explain just that, so like and subscribe if you enjoy these types of videos, and let's jump back to Lyr1c's early days. In the beginning of Lyr1c's gaming career, just like many, he started off by playing COD. Over on his YouTube channel, he had COD videos going as far back as June of 2012. And as you can see, right off the bat, Lyr1c was into the idea of being a highly skilled player on video games, but also a highly skilled player that was glorified for his skills. He posted montages and trickshot clips occasionally throughout his early years, but he would end up transitioning towards becoming a competitive COD player as the years went on. But obviously that didn't work out for him, since when Fortnite came out, he made a switch to that game. But just like COD, while he played Fortnite seriously, he didn't go pro or blow up on YouTube, or for that matter, do big things on that game. He started his streaming career on Fortnite and grew to a decent size in viewership on Twitch. But it was when another battle royale would come out called Apex Legends when Lyr1c's career would start to see some real growth for the first time ever. During late 2019, the same month when Dizzy would announce his departure from the Apex Legends world, Lyr1c's name started to gain recognition in the Apex community, and this was because of his unique movement skills. When Dizzy quit, there was a huge gap in the Apex Legends world that needed to be filled quickly, and around this time, the topic of good movement was starting to become more popular thanks to Aceu's rise to stardom, and Lyr1c being a guy that was extremely active while all of that was going on. The more he streamed and the more he posted to social media, the more people started to realize that Lyr1c was a serious name in the PC community of Apex Legends. At this point, he didn't blow up just yet, since his content on YouTube was just regular ranked or competitive matches, but when he switched to posting montages with music behind it, this is when he started to see an increase in viewership. And over on Twitch, his streaming analytics weren't that much different than his Fortnite days, but when he posted a video called Movement Level 99 on January 8th of 2020, a montage video that is his second highest viewed video to this very day, and a video that I would go as far as saying should be put into the history books of Apex Legends due to the impact it had when it was first posted. This is when Lyr1c really started to blow up in the Apex Legends world. At this point, he was already known in the comp side of Apex Legends since he was competing back then, and the niche PC community obviously knew him because of that. But after Movement Level 99 dropped, Lyr1c started to receive mainstream level of success for the first time in his entire social media career. At this point, everyone knew who he was and how he was one of, if not the best movement player on Apex Legends. And as you might expect, this did wonders in solidifying his position in not just the Apex Legends world, but also since he was genuinely skilled at the game, he was able to maintain his success on YouTube and Twitch. It was clear that he wasn't one of those people that would blow up right before disappearing. But as nice as that sounds, this is when things started to get tricky in Lyr1c's career. During mid-2020, Aceu had quit Apex Legends because he had gotten bored of the game, and now there were two people in the community that were qualified to take the title of the Apex Legends movement god from Aceu. At first, in October of 2020, Aceu co-signed Faide, and since Faide was seeing an increase in viewership, at this time, his viewers started looking at him as the new Aceu.
Yeah, Faide! That's who I was thinking about. Faide! Does he stream? That's exactly Jimma, you snapped, bro. You snapped. Does Faide stream? I don't know, but I feel like he kind of plays like you.
But not too long after that, Aceu co-signed Lyr1c as well.
Season 8. I'm down, bro. Marking the calendars. You're doing good, bro. You're gonna carry FSC and trust. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. That means a lot. Hope all is well, brother.
And this is when the unofficial rivalry really started to take place. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you my opinion on who I think was better at Apex Legends, because at this point, in the grand scheme of things, Lyr1c and Faide were both so good at the game, there wasn't any real way of determining who could have been better or worse. It's not like they were competitive players and you could analyze their placements. They were just streamers or rank grinders. But what separated Lyr1c and Faide at this point, which in the near future would help Faide surpass Lyr1c, was the type of content they were creating and also the content strategy they were using. Faide understood how to take his exciting gameplay clips from his live streams and turn them into content over on YouTube that wasn't just a VOD for people that missed out on his streams. He did that with his Killing Streamer series, a series that helped him blow up, but also a series that he juiced the hell out of since there was a high demand for it. But not only that, he came up in the YouTube world by posting guides and challenges. But on the other hand, Lyr1c was basically taking his VODs, editing it down, and posting it onto YouTube with an interesting title. And for the longest time, that worked because people enjoyed watching his gameplay since he was a trending name in the community. But if you were there in the community during late 2020 and throughout 2021, you would know that around this time, both Faide and Lyr1c's names, and of course clips, were being discussed quite literally everywhere. And due to that, they were both seeing success. But while Lyr1c was successful and was reaching new heights in his career on both YouTube and Twitch, Faide on the other hand was growing at a significantly faster pace. And since at this point, his viewership was noticeably higher than what Lyr1c's viewership ever was, it had become clear at this point that the masses started to favor Faide as the new Apex Legends movement god, not because they were watching him more, but because the movement clips that included zipline jumping at World's Edge was more exciting to watch than Lyr1c's gameplay. And as time went on, when Lyr1c started to lose his passion for Apex, around the time when he had an injury which caused him to take multiple weeks off back to back, when he returned from that injury after nearly 20 days of being silent and announced to his viewers that still watched him that he was still injured, his lack of ability to make consistent content at his highest level caused his viewership to drop down to the lowest level it had ever been up to this point. He was struggling to pull over 100k views per video, and his viewership just kept declining while Faide was hitting milestone after milestone. But I'm not going to sit here and tell you guys that he would go on to fall off, because that would be far from the truth. During September of 2022 and months following, his average views on YouTube started to rise once again during that era of Apex content when people were cranking up the motion blur in their vids and titling it Apex Legends with 300Hz or whatever. And over on Twitch, you can see that while his average views jumped up and down a lot, in reality, his real fan base was extremely loyal. Therefore, he never really saw a true decline in his streaming viewership. And later on, when a new game would come out called The Finals, Lyr1c would hop on that wave up to its peak, and he saw success on that game for a little while. But when that game's viewership fell off, it caused Lyr1c to switch back to Apex Legends. And when he switched, his viewership dropped right back down to where it was at before he switched to the finals over on Twitch. But on YouTube, he still uploads the finals, and his channel is completely dead because of that. But like I just said, it's clear that Lyr1c's fan base is loyal, so I'm sure when he decides to upload Apex content once again, his viewership on YouTube would go right back to where it was once at not too long ago.